swimmer. You're coming in that water, boy, you better be a swimmer.
For one night, college basketball spotlight is on the Mountain West. Not a regional game. Two national contenders collide. San Diego State, unbeaten, a program at unprecedented heights. Their coach directed a champion 2 decades ago. These Aztecs he built. Now, can they become a champion? BYU, a perennial power, fueled by a special player. His singular style amazes and captivates. Fredette thrives on the moment. Moments like tonight. Undefeated San Diego State, once beaten BYU on the CBS College Sports Network. Expect anything on this one night. The Marriott Center on the BYU campus, 22,700 packed for the biggest game in the history of this building, in the history of the Mountain West Conference. Two teams, not just playing for the conference lead tonight, two teams playing on the national stage for credibility on a spectacular night. And we are so glad you're with us on the CBS College Sports Network here in Provo. It is an incredible scene. The noise is deafening, Steve, to think the Mountain West Conference after 12 years has gotten to this night.
Well, not only a proud night for the Mountain West Conference, but what about these two schools who are certainly national contenders?
Well, we have one twist for the matchup. About 90 minutes ago, San Diego State standout forward Kawhi Leonard received IVs in the Aztecs locker room. He's been ill all day today.
Well, that's a tough thing, and he was sick last year, too. Hopefully, he'll be bringing his rebounding game with him because he's absolutely one of the best rebounders in the country. But what makes him so special is he handles the ball like a 2 guard. When you got a guy who rebounds like a 4 and handles like a 2, that's something special.
It is a coming out day for Fredette. Major story in Sports Illustrated that comes out today, and here, the biggest spotlight he's played under.
Leading scorer in the country, averaging over 26 points a game. How about this? In the Mountain West, over 34 points a game, shoots 41% from the 3-point line, 48 from 2, and he averages over 4 assists a game. This guy is something to see. Watch him tonight.
It is a night of great anticipation. The marquee game in college basketball, BYU and San Diego State next. Not only exceptional coaches, but two of the great gentlemen of their profession. Buffalo Wild Wings, home court advantage under Dave Rose, 84-4. It has always been one of the toughest places to play. It is an enormous bowl. And tonight, we mentioned you can't get a ticket. They're jammed to the rafters. 5,000 students were let in at about 2 hours before the game. We walked in with them, which was pretty clever.
We almost got run over, too.
And Fredette's older brother, TJ, as you saw in our studio, entertained them with a rap show. That's something I've never seen. Kawhi Leonard trying to fight through the effects of his illness. We have an officiating crew worthy of this terrific game. Randy McCall, Mike Reed, Vern Harris. Terrific trio. Thomas poked the missed foul shot alive. So another offensive rebound. But the Aztecs turn it. And this time, Fredette finishes it.
BYU is going to double the post every single time in this game. That time, San Diego State didn't handle the double team. They were able to step in and steal it. Watch the double team the entire game. They have to make sure that BYU is one of the best running teams in America. San Diego State very cognizant of getting back and locating three-point shooters because that's how they tear you up.
Leonard tried to get it off inside. Another turnover. The Aztecs generally very careful with the ball.
Top 10 in the nation in these turnovers. Don't give it up.
And that's the one thing everybody that plays against Fredette tells you. If you relax for a second, he could be 30 feet. He'll just pull up and hit it on you.
Once he comes to half court, you have to be on him because he will pull the trigger on you at any moment once he crosses half court.
Tied up just under 10 minutes into the game here at Provo. And for BYU, it hasn't been Jimmer Fredette in the first 9+ minutes. It's been sophomore Brandon Davies from right here in Provo.
Well, he's taking advantage of the fact that there's a lot of attention on the BYU guards, but I've seen Brandon Davies have some big games around that basket. He can do a lot of things. He's athletic, and he's certainly helping him get off to a good start now tonight.
Again, DJ Gay, want to test this will be not just his ball handling, but to play Fredette. Good hedge there by Billy White. Now Fredette has the big man on him, goes in, and there's Fredette. Now Fredette will get it under 10. He's going right. Gay let him go right, and Fredette paid on the baseline.
And this guy's going to be out there for 40 minutes. So let's see what toll it takes on him in the second half if he can keep this kind of defensive pressure up.
Altitude as well. Now Fredette shakes him. That's amazing. Amazing about Fredette.
That's amazing because he didn't really have a clean handle on the ball. Usually those shots you say, don't shoot it when you don't get a clean. And they're 24-22, but Jimmer Fredette, he's holding up his end of the bargain. He just does so many different things. He gets to the basket, he changes hands. You better not sleep on him from distance because this guy will pull up on you any second. But people out there think, oh, he's a shooter. This guy is a player. He can do so many different things, going to the basket. How about, who gets fouled 17 times? I know he made 16. That's amazing. I understand that. Who gets fouled 17 times?
They could retire this award, the Mountain West Conference Athlete of the Week, presented by Conoco. It's been Fredette virtually every week. You see that. And what's amazing, one of the many amazing things about Fredette, that 42-point game at Fort Collins, 14 times now Fredette has 30+ points in a game, 13 of them on the road, and in those 14 games, BYU's record is 13-1.
On the road.
On the road.
Ted, on the road. In college basketball, nothing's harder than playing well on the road.
Fredette has 12 so far tonight, 5 of 9 shooting. We should find out if there's something with Brandon Davies. He's still not in the game. And Steven Rogers is checked in for the first time. Fredette shakes free again.
And let me tell you something. He was shaking a big athlete in Billy White, and he got shook.
And he runs by the home team.
They've been getting him so far.
Clear out. Fredette, there's that crossover. Got in, hangs. Fredette has 17.
And look where he goes. He purposely moved his body into Gay, and Gay backed off because he was going to foul him, looking for the contact and still making the basket.
Really frustrated. He's missed a bunch of close range.
Well, watch what he does here. He just moves into him, and Gay says, hey, you freeze it right there. Gay backs away because that's going to be an and one.
He can all avoid it before the half.
Hey, there's no use in putting a 90% free throw shooter at the line at this point either.
And he lets Fredette go right there. Well, there is the second foul.
San Diego State didn't give Gay much help there. They all had their backs turned on that drive. I mean, there's got to be overall team awareness when Jimmer Fredette has the ball. You cannot guard him with one guy.
Really tough shot there by Kawhi Leonard. Fredette has Tapley on him. Fredette! 20 points in the first half. He's putting on a show here, and he knows with Gay sitting that he can put something together in these last 2 minutes.
Unbelievable, Ted. Unbelievable half, and Kawhi Leonard is a big-time player who knows how to keep his team in there.
Fredette had 20, including the last 15. Leonard had 13 for his team. After a break, the AT&T at the half on the CBS College Sports Network. All right, let's look at Jimmer Fredette's shot chart.
Well, it's amazing. We talked about this, Ted, off the air. All of his jump shots seem to be on the right side, the threes, and a lot of his drives are going to his left hand and getting in the lane, going that way. So
it's amazing. He had five or six drives to the left of the basket.
Yeah, to the left. He loves that right to left crossover, and that's why he ends up in that situation around the basket. So, but one thing about him, wherever he's going, he knows where to go and how to do it from there.
And he'll get his big helpmate back. It turned out that a foul that was originally called on Noah Hartsock was actually given to Brandon Davies with 10 minutes to go in the first half. And so that's why we did not see Davies. Dave Rose elected to sit the big man with 2 fouls.
And one of the other guys who needs some good advice is Jackson Emery. I don't think I've ever seen him play like this. 0 for 4 from the field, never.
And Fredette starts, runs the baseline off the ball. Fredette, tough ball, it skipped through Davies, but ended up back with Fredette again. And this time he gets to the line. And meanwhile, Fredette, just his second trip to the line tonight. Tonight entertained the students with a rap performance about 90 minutes before the game. Most impressive was that Steve Lapis knew all the words.
Very good team and a seasoned team.
It's creeping up though, more turnovers than they're accustomed to, San Diego State. Fredette, all he needs. He's showing everybody, 27 for Fredette.
Falling away with a hand in his face.
High screen, ball screen there for Fredette. He's so great at splitting that screen. Normally, he gets it back, however, and finishes.
Well,
amazing.
That's one of those plays Steve Fisher knows. His team played great defense, didn't come up with the loose one, and they paid for it.
And now you really hear it. The first little run. And Steve Fisher's going to stop it right there.
Great timeout by Steve Fisher.
There's been no lead in this game more than 4 points. The BYU has put together their first mini run.
Yeah, because of this guy, he's been absolutely unstoppable. But how about this shot by Jimmer Fredette? He kicks his leg. He's off like one leg like that. But I love the reaction. Watch Brandon Davies after he makes this incredible, tough three-point shot. You're going to see Brandon Davies come in the picture here. I think he's laughing. No, I'm sorry, that was not the view, but there was a view of him laughing as he's running back on defense saying, are you kidding me?
Game they beat Florida.
Dave Rose has been incredible. 25 wins the last 4 years, top 25. Incredible run so far.
Leonard shot blocked. Up off the floor a little slowly. Back comes Fredette. Over Tapley.
Oh.
17 now for Leonard. 31 Fredette. Will force him to give it up.
I think the only chance you have against him is to face guard him everywhere. Don't even worry about anybody else on the court.
A deep one over Tapley. Hit it!
What are you supposed to do with that?
It is in. You see it all the time. You see all the highlights, and then you sit here and see it in person, and your jaw drops.
What are you supposed to do with that?
And Billy White has a roll up the rim and a good rebound inside. Leonard trying to force his way up. Looking around again, no whistles. Back comes Fredette. Block, no goaltend.
Oh, wow.
And out of bounds.
I am shocked that wasn't a goaltend.
And a foul finally on Kawhi Leonard.
That is incredible. Dave Rose does not ever yell at a referee. He is, I think he's just amazed. I think he's in a state of shock, as I think we all are. I mean, you got to be kidding me.
Everybody wants to see it up on the big board overhead, and they won't show it there for the
because
the betterment of the referees.
That'll cause a ruckus.
Timeout. Billy White could not get the ball in as Jackson Emery was harassing DJ Gay, and San Diego State takes a timeout.
That's a hard one to stomach.
In a 4-point game. No, you're so right about Dave Rose. He is just such an incredibly poised and such a gentleman. He does not complain often. This one, he seems to have pretty good reason.
I mean, this is absolutely incredible. If that's not goaltending, I don't know what is. And you know what? The referees, this is a great crew. They could tell from Dave Rose's reaction, we missed one there. Because they know he does not do that. Very hard to be on the road and not score for 9 minutes like that.
And Fredette is fouled. Sick, IV, 20 points and 10 rebounds.
If he becomes a better shooter, he will be a tremendous pro, too.
The calmest guy in the building.
I was a lot like that.
Yeah, I remember. Fredette gets back to the line. Oh, we've had a lot of foul discrepancies tonight here. I'm not sure which count to believe. But anyway, Fredette's at the line. The point discrepancy does not exist. That's his 37th point.
It looks to me like San Diego State in the last few minutes did a good job on him, but the damage was already done, it seems.
And a slow pull away here by BYU. A 10-point lead, the biggest of the night. And BYU timeout at 2:55. San Diego State has not been in this kind of spot, and it's the spot that's not a good one for Steve Fisher's team, because now they just need to make shots.
And they're a great passing team. They don't turn it over, and they can shoot fouls. That's not a good combination if you're behind.
Great screen by Davies. And Fredette will get to the line as Thomas fouls him. And that might be Fredette's shot to put the dagger in right here.
How many guys shooting the ball is Thomas going to foul in this game? And that's a third one that I count. He fouled Davies twice. He fouled Fredette there. You can't foul jump shooters. You just can't do that.
39 for Fredette. Another 40-point game. Remember, it's just the second time that he's ever scored 30 or more here. 13 of them on the road.
I'm telling you, that road statistic may be the most incredible statistic of Jimmer Fredette.
And this is a outstanding defensive San Diego State team, and this guy has torched them for 41 tonight.
And you got to give BYU credit in this game, too, Ted. They play great defense.
Jimmer Fredette, talk about, and we said this at the very outset, this guy thrives on the moment. He loves the road. Last year, he went to McHale Center in Tucson, one of the toughest places to play, and dropped 49 on Arizona. For BYU, Steve Fisher, in his 12th year now at San Diego State, has only won once in this building.
He's got a lot of company in terms of this place.
Yep. And of course, Dave Rose knows that BYU's problem was winning at UNLV, and Jimmer Fredette and Jackson Emery took care of that a couple of weeks ago.
Nothing beats having a home court where you know you're going to win. That is an unbelievable advantage in college basketball.
Fredette. Icing, 43. .43 points, and you watch this most often, Steve. How do you feel? You don't feel like Fredette's really a hog? You don't feel like he's trying to do too much? A couple of maybe forces tonight, but not much.
Not much at all.
Rayhan hits. And if you look at the percentage of team shots and team points that a player is responsible for, Fredette actually slightly fewer for his team than Kemba Walker is for UConn.
That's a great point.
And there are two of the guys that are prominently mentioned as National Player of the Year candidates.
I think every game that goes on, this kid's making a stronger and stronger case for himself to be the National Player of the Year. I mean, what is he? I understand Sullinger's a heck of a player and Kemba Walker, but this guy's team is 20-1 also. Let's not just say all those guys. Sullinger's undefeated, but these guys are 20-1.
UCLA, the only team to beat BYU. It was in Anaheim at the Wooden Classic. Obviously, on the stat sheet, a neutral court, but you would expect a UCLA crowd. Nonetheless, it's going to look like a great win for UCLA this year. The only one to beat BYU so far.
Well, they're rooting hard for BYU the rest of the year, I can tell you that.
And Jimmer Fredette and BYU winning this showdown. 12 years of this conference, the biggest game in the conference history. The only sadness tonight is that it won't happen after this year, with BYU moving on to the West Coast Conference. But they're going to have one great one ahead at San Diego State, and maybe another one at the Conoco Mountain West Conference Tournament in Las Vegas. Now, those students, some of whom slept outside 48 hours against school policy, by the way, to get in, are celebrating a BYU win. Well, this scene at the Marriott Center is making our post-game show a little difficult. Jimmer Fredette just spent about 3 minutes standing directly in front of me, needing a police barricade to keep the fans who stormed the court from him. It's an amazing scene, and somewhere in the middle of it is Steve Lapis.
Well, Coach, we talk a lot about your terrific offense. You held the team under 40% tonight. That was one of the best field goal percentage shooting teams in the nation. How did you do that?
You know, I really thought we got to their shooters quick. We kind of took their guards out of it. A couple of their guards hit some big shots, but, you know, I was really impressed with how we rebounded the ball. I mean, every single missed shot was a battle, but our guys stayed in there, hung in there, and that's a really good team. I mean, we had chances. We got a lead a couple, 2 or 3 times, and they came right back at us. They wouldn't go away, and Coach Fisher should be really happy with that team.
Well, you stressed rebounding this week as you have to against San Diego State. What did you do in practice to really emphasize it?
Well, I think we really had to get our guards involved, which is kind of different for us. But our 3 frontline guys had to match up, and then our guards had to get down in there and track down balls. And, you know, I thought for the most part, it was never really comfortable, but we actually got it done.
Well, I got to ask you the dumb question I always have to ask you. What about Jimmer Fredette?
Well, you know, tonight he was really special in the first half, keeping us in the game when we had a hard time making shots. And, you know, he just kept us right there where we were only down 1 at the half. Second half, we got some transition baskets. We got some easier shots at the rim, but I'm glad we don't have to guard him because he's pretty good.
And now your team, where do you feel you guys have to? You're 20-1 now. Where would you like to see the team get a little bit better at? There's got to be something.
Well, we got a big game Saturday at New Mexico, and that's a big challenge for us. But you know, I just hope we can continue to be consistent and you know, practice hard and get better every day. It's early in this whole process, and we're just trying to get better every day.
Coach, congratulations. Great game.
All right, thanks a lot, Steve.
Back to you, Ted.
Early candidate for understatement of the year, Dave Rose. I'm glad we don't have to guard Jimmer Fredette. His 5th 40-point game of his career. BYU has won all 5. And the 43 tonight give BYU one of its biggest wins ever.
Well, we have Jimmer Fredette here. Jimmer, you've played against a lot of teams. This is a very athletic team, and still you were able to get in the lane, make some things happen, and make threes. How were you able to do it?
You know, I've played against a lot of athletes before, and that's something that I have to overcome. But as a scorer, I just know how to find space, and my teammates did a great job setting screens for me, getting me in open spots, and being able to take them off the dribble and just make shots tonight. So it was a big game, and I was really excited for it.
Well, what do you think the best thing your team did tonight to win this game?
Second half, we rebounded the ball really well, and I think that was the main key, because in the first half, they were flying in, getting rebounds. You know, and we did a good job. Our big men did an unbelievable job in that zone, just boxing them out and having our other guys come and get the ball, and I think that was the huge key.
And where do you go from here now, Jimmer, in terms of your team?
I mean, that's a huge win for us. We got New Mexico this weekend at the Pit, one of the toughest places to play in the conference. We know it's going to be a huge game again. We have a target on our backs, and we know that, and they're going to give their best effort, so we need to get that win, too, to make this one as successful.
Congratulations, Jimmer. Great game. Good luck.
Thank you.
Back to you, Ted.